Hi everyone, I am here with another video on a card set that I made. So this is showing the new card size that I came up with. It's 6 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I decided to make these. Oh, and I forgot to grab it because one day I was sitting here and I had this box of envelopes just kind of sitting there, and it's these envelopes. They're called number 8 envelopes, just regular plain old security lined envelopes. You can get these at your dollar store, you can get them at Target and Walmart, and they're about $1 anywhere you go, but you get 80 of them in here, and they measure 3 5/8 by 6 1/2. So I thought I need to make a card that will fit inside that envelope. So I did, and the card turns out to be 6 1/4 by 3 1/4. And so I made a whole set, and the insides are just done with index cards that I cut down. So I used these zebra prints from this stack here that I showed previously. The Classics by the Paper Studio. It has all these fun prints in it. So I pulled one sheet of each of the zebra prints out, and that gave me 10 different colors to work with. And this is what I have left over from that. It's a pretty big sheet still because this is a 12 by 12 pack. So I made 10 cards. So the first one says, "Sending cheer to wish you well." And it's done in the reds. This one says, "Don't think of it as getting older, you're simply in full bloom." So that's done in the pink. "Friend is a gift you give yourself." And there's 5 that look like this with the ribbon. And then there's 5 that look like this one. Says "Hello Sunshine." There's 5 with just a plain band with the 2 flowers. "Friends are angels without wings." And I just inked the index cards to kind of match the papers along with the sentiments. We can zoom in a little bit there. This one says, "Thanks a royal bunch." Some of the inks I used are the Memento Dewdrop inks, and some I used are just the little dollar ones that I had gotten at Michael's. This one says, "Dreams do come true, you are proof." This one says, "Sending you a bouquet of happy thoughts." "Sending you lots of love." The black one. And then, "Sending you some get well cheer." So that is my 10 card set. I used these 4 stamp sets. These are from the Scrapbooking Queen. I used Royal Sayings 2, Royal Friends, Royal Garden, and Royal Pain. So I will put a link to these stamps in the description of the video if you want to go check those out. So now I'm going to show you really quick just how to make these cards. It's really simple, like any card making that you do. So what you're going to want to do is take your cardstock, whatever size cardstock you use, and you're going to cut it. I think I have enough room here. And you're going to cut it to 6 1/2 So 6.5 by 6.25. And then you're just left with these little pieces. And now I take these pieces, I have a whole bunch left over from cutting the other ones, and I store these pieces. Let me zoom out just a little bit for you guys. I store these pieces in a 8.5 by 11 page protector, and I just throw all of my white scraps in here, and these are what I use to stamp my sentiments and stuff on. So I don't really throw them away unless they're really teeny tiny pieces. Or these are great to grab and use for Cricut cutouts too. So just a little tip there. So that's it for the cutting. Again, you need a 6.5 by 6.25 inch piece of cardstock for your base. And then you're going to score, you're going to line up the 6.5 inch length with your scoreboard, and you're going to score at 3.25. So that's going to give you your card base. And then you'll just fold it in half like you do all the other cards you make, and it's ready to decorate. So the way that I mat my papers for my cards is I usually do a solid mat or a textured mat, and then I do a pattern paper. So if that's how you want to make your cards, I do 1/8 of an inch increments. I don't like a lot of border sometimes. So my card being 6.25 by 3.25, my black mat behind every one of my zebra prints is 6 1/8 by 3 1/8. And then my pattern paper is going to be 6 by 3. And this black cardstock here for all of the bands, even the one on the ribbon, there's a piece of black cardstock behind that ribbon. That piece is just over 6 inches. It's like 6 1/16. It's not quite an 1/8. And that was just to get it to cover over into the black by 1/2 inch. And then I always cut my my sentiments. I measure my sentiment, and I'll show you what I mean by measuring my sentiment. So I'll pick one out, and I'll measure 1/8 of an inch on one side to 1/8 of an inch allowance on the other side of it. And then the same with this direction, and then that's where I cut my cardstock. And then I stamp on it so I know I get it centered. And then my mat for my sentiments is another 1/8 of an inch bigger than that. I know most people do 1/4 of an inch, and that's fine if you want to do 1/4 of an inch. I just don't like that much of a border. So that's how I do mine. So measurements again for just the card is going to be 6.25 by 6.5. With the 6.5, you're going to score at 3.25, and then you can fold it, and that's your card. And the mat is 6 1/8 by 3 1/8, and the paper is 6 by 3. And then you can just decorate it however you want. Inside, my black piece is 6 by 3. So I do have a bigger border on the inside around it. And then my index card is, what is my index card? I think it's 5 3/4 by just under 2 3/4. And I did it just under 2 3/4 because these blue lines, sometimes if you cut it where that blue line is still right here on the bottom when you ink it, it looks really weird. So I cut it just above that blue line. So the ink would be, you could see the ink better. I don't even know if you could see this ink, it's gray. But yeah, so that's my new my new little card set that I made and how you make this size card to fit very nicely. I'm going to pull one of these out inside one of these regular mailing envelopes. So you just take it and slide it in there, and that's it. So that's all I have for this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!